Welcome to the Technology Sales Intro course. You are going to learn how to land a $70,000 a year technology sales job within as little as 3 weeks with no degree, no experience, no connections, no internship required. Take a recent student of ours, JD. He was confused leaving high school and always felt a bit skeptical speaking with the counselors. They said, JD, you need to go to college to be successful. It's the only way you'll be able to make something out of your life. So he reluctantly went to community college, and I encourage you to go listen to his story under the Student Success Stories tab under Resources on the main page. He says it way better than I do, but he shared that he was given an assignment at community college, and the assignment was write a paper why you are here. And he realized that he didn't have a strong reason why he was at college. He went there because everyone told him that's what he needed to do. He decided to drop out and started researching what is the highest paying career path that doesn't require a college degree. He came across Course Careers and within as little as 2 months landed a $80,000 a year tech sales position. You can see his LinkedIn right here. It's looking really good and such a great story to call upon. And this could absolutely be you. Imagine what it would mean to land that $80,000 a year job immediately with no degree or experience. This is part one of a 3-part free introductory course training series. In this video, I'm going to teach you why sales development as part of tech sales is such a great career path. And I hope that you find enough value and entertainment to stick around and watch part 2 in the next video. Tech sales changed my life. That's the reason I'm with you here today. In 2018, I was frustrated. I wanted to make a lot of money and I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I was speaking with a smarter friend of mine and I said, hey man, what are you going to do? He's like, I want to be an enterprise software sales rep. And I said, that sounds really cool. So I went home and I started researching it and I said, oh man, tech sales, that's where all the money's at. That's where all the best jobs are. That's where the most stability is. Because think about Google, Facebook, Amazon, Silicon Valley. These companies of the future, they're the folks offering the best opportunity right now in the present. So I applied to dozens of companies and I ended up getting hired at a fast-growing tech company in 2018. I started my career as a sales development rep, which is the entry-level role. I've promoted over 6 times. This is a screenshot directly from my LinkedIn. I'm currently a senior account executive, and I 4x my income from $50,000 a year as a sales development rep back in 2018 to now over $200,000 a year less than 4 years later. Tech sales had such a transformative impact on my life that I talk about it on YouTube. I offer free training materials teaching people how to get in tech sales, how to be more successful, 24,000 subscribers, and a lot of folks really resonate with the content. But one of the most common questions I get is, Trent, for my specific situation, can you teach me? Can you show me? So what we've done is we've compiled all of my relevant firsthand experience being a sales development rep for 2 years, working in software sales for nearly 5 years, and hundreds of hours of research to build this course. And I'm confident it has the potential to change your life if you're willing to do the work. And the reason why I got involved in Course Careers is, one, I believe in tech sales, and I want tech sales to help transform your life like it did for mine. But I spoke with the tech sales founder, CEO Troy, about a year ago. I was doing a podcast at the time and he reached out to me and he said, hey, I really love the work you're doing helping people get hired in tech. Can I come on your podcast? I got a chance to hear Troy's story, who founded Course Careers. At age 18, he was frustrated as well. He wanted to be successful. So he ended up hitchhiking his way from where he lived in Atlanta, Georgia, to San Francisco trying to figure things out. Imagine standing on the side of the street with a sign, literally thumb up in the air, hitchhiking, speaking with homeless folks, having no direction, no money, nobody there saying, hey, this is what you need to do. So what Troy realized throughout this process, speaking with folks, is his ability to sell himself hitchhiking and just get food and speaking with folks. He liked to communicate with people. And he realized that tech sales was the answer. So he was able at age 18 to do hours of research every day and get hired as a sales development rep intern, making $15 an hour. And within a year, by age 19, he was able to get a full-time account executive position, which is the next promotion up from sales development rep. He was able to save up enough money and not have any debt so that he could then quit his job and focus all of his time and energy on helping other folks do the same thing and achieve their dreams by getting into tech sales so that they never have to worry about money, so that they can provide for their family. And it had such an impact on Troy that he built this company around that. And I'm grateful to have the opportunity to help share information with you that hopefully can positively impact your life. What is technology sales? Technology sales is the process of selling a technology, primarily a software, hardware, IT services to a company. I don't want you to think so much about what is tech sales. I want you to focus on how and where you would get started in tech sales. The entry-level positions are sales development rep, you'll see SDR for short, and business development rep, BDR. They mean the same thing. They're used in different contexts, but they mean the exact same thing. And I'm going to teach you what you'll be doing and why it matters. But why it matters and why sales development is such a great career path is, number one, the job demand. It's a future-proof career. You will always have a job once you learn the skills, the money. I 4X my income. I was making over $200,000 a year by age 26. I never imagined I could make that much money. And when you do start to make that much money, everything changes because you're not concerned about money and you can invest in your future and help those around you, which is such an incredible feeling. And then the career path. You control your fate because it's a performance-based career. Are you looking for a high-paying career that allows you to use your communication skills while also offering endless opportunity for growth and advancement? If so, a career in tech sales might be the perfect fit for you. In tech sales, the average starting salary is $60,000 year one, and you don't need a degree or any experience to get started. Many tech sales professionals like myself enjoy lucrative salaries, flexible work schedules, and even the opportunity to work fully remote. Plus, as the technology industry continues to grow and evolve, the demand for skilled tech sales professionals will increase, providing you a stable and rewarding career path. So if you're ready to join a dynamic and exciting industry, we put together a free tech sales intro course training talking about why tech sales might be the perfect career path for you, what you would actually be doing, and how to get started. Visit coursecareers.com or the first link in the description below to learn more. Speaking of the job demand, especially as the market starts to contract, your contributions to your company matter. And think about what companies care about. They care about making more money. Who helps them make more money? How do they do it? They make more money by doing more sales. So they're always hiring salespeople. If you go on Indeed or LinkedIn, any of these job sites, type in sales development rep or business development rep. There are literally hundreds of thousands of open positions. Every time I check, there are more open positions. It's seriously crazy how many jobs there are, how many companies are hiring, and this number will continue to increase over time. Its technology sales is way more favorable than other business-related jobs. Take, for example, sport management or finance, IT. These paths, you silo yourself in a way, whereas technology sales, all of these companies have tech sales reps, and based on your ability to come in and make things happen, you're able to move up within the company. So there's always going to be opportunities for you to capitalize on. Imagine if I could hand you a golden ticket and say, you can move anywhere you want and make enough money to comfortably live in that city. Or maybe you want to stay where you're at, but bring the money to you. That's the opportunity that tech sales presents because there's a lot of flexibility with all of these open jobs. You can move to virtually any city you want to work in. There's opportunity everywhere. And in addition to not moving, because you don't have to move, you can stay where you're at. There's a ton of remote positions available. And this is what's so nice about it is most of these other sales paths, take for example, car sales. There's this negative connotation with it. You need to stand all day. You got to go to a car lot. With tech sales, you can work from the comfort of your living room. I'll literally be sitting in a sweatshirt on my couch, in my underwear, listening to a podcast, figuring out what prospects I can call, getting paid $100,000 to do that from the comfort of my own home. The remote work is nice. And if you want to have that option, tech sales is one of the few career paths that they really lean into that because tech companies are innovative and want to attract the best talent. So they want to give you the option to work wherever you feel most comfortable. Future job growth. The future of tech sales is bright because think about who are the biggest companies in the world. You have Apple, you have Amazon, you have Facebook, Meta, you have Google. all of these companies are tech companies, and all of the biggest companies of the future will be tech companies. All companies today that are starting need tech, so tech will continue to grow and change the way we work, live, interact, communicate with each other. All of these tech companies have one thing in common. They need to make money to keep growing, and who's going to help them make more money? It's you as the sales rep. You help them make more money. Sales development is one of the highest paying entry-level positions. If you're in an hourly job, you'll never be able to get ahead. It's unfortunate, but you'll just never be able to save enough money or get to a point where you could really retire before 65, 70, especially with the way inflation's going. If you get in a performance-based career, such as tech sales, you have the opportunity to immediately be making in the mid-50s, the 60s, the $70,000 immediately. That's not uncommon. It's actually more common than not for you to get in one of these high-paying positions, and you can actually make more than what they advertise that you'll be making, because the payment structure for the majority of tech sales positions is called an on-target earning, OTE. It's a mix of your base pay, which is your salary. This is fixed. You'll get a direct deposit twice a month from your company just for showing up, not making any sales. And then you'll get a variable pay, which is your commission. This is you hitting your quota. Most companies, if you exceed your quota, you'll get accelerators and you'll get paid twice as much. And if you don't hit your quota, then you won't make the total amount of money. And that's something I encourage you to think about now is if you like to control your destiny, if you like a little bit of pressure back against the wall in a performance-based career, then tech sales is absolutely for you. I'm an introvert, but I can still manage talking to people, and it's something I like to do. And if you ask yourself and you think, you know what, I'm not a great communicator, I don't like maybe pressure or anything like that, then tech sales may not be for you, and you may be better suited maybe in digital marketing or IT, and there's other course options on Course Careers that I encourage you to check out. But if you do like to control your fate, then I want you to keep going, because tech sales absolutely will provide you that option.
Do you want to learn about a career where you can make over $60,000 your first year without a degree or without experience? Right now, we literally have 19-year-olds in this career making between $60,000 and $70,000 using our program as a college alternative. The best thing about this career is that you don't need to know how to code, no advanced math, no degree, no previous work experience required. The career I'm talking about is technology sales. We put together a free training teaching you how to break into technology sales within as little as 1 month of completing the training. The training has helped thousands of students use our proven frameworks to land high-paying tech sales positions. We even have one guy who had been a janitor for 2 years, college dropout, and within as little as 2 months of completing the program, landed a $70,000 a year technology sales position. Imagine what that would mean for you in your life. Click the link below to start your free training now.
And all of these tech companies have to offer the best benefits to remain competitive so that they can attract the top talent like you. So of course, the vision, the dental, the 401k, all that, but they also offer really cool perks. Like I get a wellness benefit, like $300 a month that I can use for anything just by being a part of the company. And it's really nice to have that flexibility. I just bought a new pair of shoes with it. So office shoe, right? Wellness benefit. Sales development reps and tech sales have one of the best career paths, and you can take this screenshot directly from my LinkedIn. Go look me up to verify it. Within 4 years, I grew my income from $50,000 to $200,000. I got a 19 on my ACT, guys. I'm not abnormally smart. I'm not special. I'm just a normal guy. I was shy as a kid. I never knew what I wanted to do. I lucked my way into tech, and it's been the best thing to ever happen for my life. And that's why I'm so passionate about sharing all of my learning, because if I can take what I've learned over nearly 5 years and condense it into a course so that within a month or two, you can learn everything I know, that will save you so much time. And every day that you wait and don't have the tech sales income, you're missing out on hundreds of dollars that you otherwise could be making if you just made the investment and invested in yourself and started doing the work so that you could start getting ahead in life instead of just waiting. So as you think about a sales development rep, you're bottom of the totem pole. That was my entry point. You start out as a sales development rep, and let's take a traditional company. Assuming you start hitting your numbers, you'll eventually promote within 1 to 2 years to an account executive. As an account executive like myself, you'll be closing the deals. As a sales development rep, you'll be setting up meetings. So you'll cold call, cold email, do whatever it takes to set up meetings with prospects who might be able to buy. You'll bring in the account executive like myself. I'll close the meeting. At that point, you can decide to pursue the leadership career path, which would make you a sales manager. You can see in the hierarchy here, sales manager. So you would lead account executives or sales development reps. If you really crush it, you could become a sales director. So you're now leading leaders of people. You could promote up to the VP of sales, which is responsible for all of the revenue in the company. And it's not uncommon for the CEOs, the chief executive officer, the leader of the company to actually come from the sales department because it's such an important part of the business. If you don't have a degree, that's even better, I would argue. There's a guy on a team of mine. He completed his MBA, Master's in Business, and he paid all this money for this extra degree, and it does not help him whatsoever be more successful. Meanwhile, I have another friend who had no degree, but he got started in tech sales earlier, so he was able just to start, and now he's a VP of sales younger than me just because he decided not to go to college and just got started in tech sales much earlier. The best thing about tech sales is you control your destiny based on your performance. If you perform well, you get paid. If you perform well, you promote. If you don't perform well, then you don't get paid as much and you won't promote. It does not matter your last name, what you look like, your degree, who you are, who you know. All that matters is your performance. So name another career path where you don't need to have any sort of credibility, credentials, pedigree, where you can just come in and find success based on merit. And I think that that's really important. When you start to crush it as a sales development rep, the next promotion path up is what I'm in today, an account executive. You'll be making six figures within 1 to 2 years of starting. This is very common. By age 24, I was making over $100,000 a year. I couldn't believe it. I never had thought that far ahead to think, could I actually be making six figures by 24? Literally more than my parents were making by like 6 times at my current age. It didn't make sense to me. But what I realized is I was just grateful and blessed to have that opportunity to get lucky to get into tech sales, because none of the other sales career paths, not in tech, will provide that sort of trajectory for you. It's only tech sales. And that's why it's such an incredible opportunity. And if you really stick with it, this is what I'm working on today. I still work in tech sales, guys. So I'm not just somebody trying to make courses. I'm actually here speaking based on firsthand experience as someone who has done it and is still doing. I think that that's really important because a lot of these other careers or camps, they're from folks who haven't actually been there, done that. And one of my main goals right now in life is to promote up to an enterprise account executive. This is the next level up from account executive. You're working with the biggest and the best companies. There's people at my company that are enterprise reps that make over $1 million a year. You can expect to make between $225,000 and $250,000 a year to start, but it's not uncommon to make between that $250,000 and $400,000 a year as an enterprise account executive. My friend way back when, this is what he said he wanted to do. He had the foresight to understand that this is the single greatest career path that nobody knows about, becoming an enterprise account executive. You don't have to sell your soul. You control your work hours. You are your own boss. And this is an incredible aspiration in what I want to make happen with my life and would absolutely change your life as well. So it's something really to work towards. And for those of you that are really ambitious, more so than me, and like to lead people, if you start out in sales and work your way up the sales leadership ladder, you could eventually become a VP of sales or even a chief revenue officer at one of these big public companies. And look at some of these numbers. You can find them online because these companies are public. The head of Citrix, the head of LinkedIn, the head of Palo Alto Networks, making more than $7 million a year. Imagine what you would do with $7 million a year. It's like it's like winning the lottery, but it's not fake, or it's not like it's impossible. You just get at a good company and work your way up, but it starts with getting started, and you need the information to know what to do, who to speak with, and how to go and where to go. And if you're really audacious, it's not uncommon, as I said, for the CEOs, the leaders of companies, to actually start in sales. This is a former CEO of IBM meeting with President Barack Obama at the time. Usually you see the Super Bowl teams go in there. They bring CEOs in all the time. And also, if you start in tech sales especially, you'll gain a skill set that transcends the workplace. So if you want to start your own company one day, if you want to be like Mark Cuban from Shark Tank, Mark Benioff from Salesforce, Larry Ellison from Oracle, these mega billionaires that started their own companies, they all started in sales. Once you know how to sell, it allows you to communicate, to convince people to go to whatever movie you want to go to, whatever restaurant you want to go to, and to buy your product or service so that you can do whatever you want in life and start your company. Where we'll end here is, Abdul, imagine working in a mall, a retail location selling shoes. And Abdul tells a story. So after this, go watch his testimonial on the homepage, Student Success under Resources. And Abdul talked about just being frustrated with the hourly wage because he had these long-term goals, and he started to look at how much money he would actually need to save up to buy a house or to retire one day. He realized it simply was not possible with an hourly job to ever get ahead. So it was frustrating to him. So what he said was, how can I start making more money, but I don't have a degree? That's my biggest concern. I don't have a degree, but I have these long-term goals. What do I do? So he found Course Careers, and we helped him learn the specialized information he needed to know at age 20, and in less than 3 months got hired as a sales development rep, making $70,000 a year. And his career is literally blasting off symbolically like this rocket ship in his LinkedIn. So go look up Abdul on LinkedIn, go watch his video, and I hope to see you in part number 2 talking about what is sales development. See you there.